If you've ever picked up a tin of flake tobacco, looked at that little pressed slab, and thought, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with this, you're not alone. And it's not as complicated as it looks. I'm Joseph Foy from Tobacco Country, North Carolina. The farms are right there, right across the street. Welcome to the porch. If you're new here, hit subscribe because we're getting hands on today. My go-to is what's called fold-in stuff, and it's honestly simpler than it sounds. You just have to actually see it done one time. You start by taking the whole flake out of the tin. Don't cut it, don't crumble it. Just take the slab and fold it as it is. First, you fold it in half, and then you fold it in half the other way, like you're closing a book or folding a letter. If it's a little dry and starts to crack on the fold, that's fine. It doesn't have to be clean fold. A rough one works just as well. Now you take that folded flake and you start working it down into the bowl with your fingers. The folded edge facing up. You're not stuffing it in like you're jamming something into a suitcase. You're just easing it into place, letting the shape of your bowl guide it down and letting the fake fold and crumple on itself naturally as it happens. It's gonna look messy in there. Uneven, some air pockets, edges sticking up. That's exactly what you want. You're not trying to build a solid, even column of tobacco like you would with ribbon cut or the 3-pack method. Once it's in, don't press it down flat. Just let it settle the way it fell. If a little bit is standing proud above the rim, leave it. That's going to become your kindling in a second. The whole idea with the fold-in stuff is that the folds themselves create these little channels and gaps that air can move through. And that's what's let a flake actually breathe and stay lit, instead of fighting you, a solid brick of compressed tobacco that can never get any air. Here's a little something extra I like to do. Sometimes I'll take a few small crumbles of the flake that are in the jar itself, and I'll scatter them right on the top, like kindling before you start a fire. Other times, I'll just take the pad of my thumb and gently rough up the top surface, fraying it up a little so that the flame has something to grab onto instead of just skating across a smooth pressed surface. Either way works. You're just giving that first light an easier job. So if you've tried a flake before and it went badly, it was probably one of two things. And I promise it's not you. It's just something nobody tells you up front. First is you're packing it too tight. Flake tobacco is already more compressed than ribbon cut, so it's going to expand more once heat and moisture start moving through it. If you pack it snug, thinking that's correct, and it swells up, completely closing off your draw, you end up fighting a pipe that feels like you're pulling through a milkshake or concrete. Pack it lighter than your instinct will tell you to. Looser feels right at first. Now, the second issue is not giving enough time to actually catch and light. Flakes naturally take more lights and more patience than ribbon cut tobacco. It's normal, and it's not you doing anything wrong. It's what ties directly back to the tamper. Go easy on it. A light touch, barely any pressure. Every hard press undoes that loose structure you just built. For example, if you're holding it, you shouldn't be able to see your fingertips turn white. Too much pressure. I actually learned most of this from an old timer years back. He'd take his finger or his thumb, sometimes even the poker on his check tool, and just rough up that top layer like I showed you. He'd scatter those little broken bits on the same exact way, and he didn't tamp it at all. And he relit that pipe more times than I could count. That's completely normal. So next time you see a tin of flake and it intimidates you, fold it up, stuff it up, rough up the top, and give it patience. I'm Joseph Foy. This is the Carolina Pipe. I'll see you tomorrow.